see if anyone turns off. Let's see. Let's see. No idea if anyone's here. Hello. Hello. Just let's get this here. Oh, that's bright. Okay. Just wait and see if more people will turn up. Ow. Yeah, probably should move the box out of the way. Ah. I swear, the phone camera, how you look on there, looks much better than how you look on the laptop. So as there's a few of you here, I'll quickly go into it. What we will quickly talk about, or I will show you, is what's coming up in terms of reactions. So I will leave the link for you all to look, and you can see how many things are coming up. We can then talk about very quickly what's going to happen with blocked slash links for reaction videos. I had this written down and I completely forgot. This is my back. Then I do have a box here that a subscriber sent. I have opened part of it because obviously it was very clear there was chocolate in there from what they said. But I haven't opened all the gifts, so I'll be opening that so you can all see what they gave me. I have no idea. Then we can talk about Kin Porsche and other BLs. And if you do have a recommendation, leave it in the comment section of this live so that I can write it down. Because there's no point doing it now. So let's quickly get on to leaving you all the link to what I'm reacting to, what's coming up, what's next. What you'll see what's in red when I send you the link. What's in red is what I'm reacting to. If it's crossed out, it means I finished it. It's been reacted to. Yeah, you'll definitely see what's next, and I think some of you will like what's coming up next. Oh, and also, if you are going to deadlift, do it proper form, unlike me. So we've done that. Let's quickly get into. Yeah, the list does get longer and longer. So let's get straight into what's going to happen with blocked and links to the channel, because I do think that's a very important thing to talk about right now in this life before we get into talking about Kim Porter and what we like, what we dislike, other shows we like, dislike, because of course I want to know how people have been feeling about BLs this year, especially. But with regards to episodes that get blocked, I am trying to work around that by doing the old tried and tested means of a few seconds of the video up, then blank screen, then a little bit of deleting, and then repeating that. See if that comes up. That is working for Kieta Hetsukoi. So those videos, I think I'm up to episode 4 in terms of editing. They take a very long time. They're actually a bit of a nightmare. Let's see. Yeah. So I've edited up to episode 4, but they will have. Oh wait, hello. Just seen that. There will be a filter as well over that, because apparently for that you can't, apart from episode 1, you can't have a filter. You have to have a filter over it as well as editing that show. Um, in terms of links to videos, I think I'm gonna have to stop doing that for the majority of the videos, because I'm only able to put up a few minutes of my review and my thoughts about the episode, and people are just not clicking the video and watching the rest of it. They just get into the reaction video and that's it. Plus, it really does um, suppress your channel, because the video lengths are not long enough. People, in my case, are not watching enough. So I think what I will have to start doing with videos that get blocked is, and I know some of you may not like it, but I have to for my channel to keep it up. If I don't have enough watch hours, enough views, you lose monetization. And it's really suppressing the channel. It's actually damaging my channel even more than what it's already damaged. So I think I will have to start doing the thing of putting up me reacting to the video with no sound and no video. But what you can do for that, and I'm sure you've done it with other reactors, which is put it in a separate tab, put the video up, and watch along with me. And so we have to do it like that, because I feel like that way, at least you're watching along, you can have it there. I'll try not to pause the videos when we do that. If they're longer videos, so like the length of the Devil Judge, then I probably will leave a link, because there's just no other way to really do that, I think. But yeah, don't really like doing it, because I kind of like leaving the links, but with the suppression of the channel, I think I'm going to have to start doing what I said. I think it's just for the best. If you're here, you heard that. I hope you're okay with that. I mean, nothing else I can do. But I can't, with the channel, kind of have to start doing it that way now. It's not the best way, but at least you've got to open another tab and you can watch along. You can comment as well in the comment section, because that really helps any YouTube video, is people commenting and liking a video more than the views. It's people liking and commenting, because that shows that people are engaging, and engagement is what puts you on the first page when you're looking for a video. As some of you know, I do have a PO box, and I finally got my first one sent to me. So, as you can see, here's the box. I haven't opened all. Sorry, I pulled my back. I haven't opened all of the gift, but it was in lovely handwriting and very legible. I could understand every word of what was written. So I can show you what this person sent me if you want to see that. And then we can get in talking about Kim Porsche and other programs too. Like what I would rate Cutie Pie, what I would rate Kim Porsche, what I liked, what I disliked, what you liked, what you disliked, what you're thinking of BL throughout the year. But yeah, we'll quickly get into, quickly. Oh, so yes, this is the first, thankfully, I'm really happy to have this parcel to open. It's really sweet. So what I was sent was by Steffi in this group, if you can see. Her name's Stephanie. So of course she sent me 10 essential Austrian German phrases to use. I have to say, I don't know why in my life, but I tend to meet Austrians quite a bit, if it's online or just in real life. But I thought it was really sweet, quite funny as well. sent that, so there is Austrian German phrases to learn. That is true. I really can confuse people. They will be like, "Well, how did you know this phrase?" Just street smarts. I was also sent some chocolates, and which is funny, Steffi, that you mentioned it. I mentioned to my best friend, I've mentioned on here before, that you also left her some chocolates, and the first thing she said was that you don't really eat sweets, which was the first thing you said to me. Apparently, people think I don't eat sweets. So I may have one of these while we're on this live, because I thought it was really sweet. Oh, ouch. Sorry. And so, just so you know, I haven't opened your other gift. And no, it is not something BTS related. It's just she nicely wrapped it in something BTS. I don't know. By the way, as I said, she wrote 2 pages. I have no idea what's in this second gift. But I thought it would be nice to read out what she sent. Even though it's not something I can use right now, we'll see what it is. So you guys can see me read out and then unpack. Oh, and I did buy some novels. But unfortunately they got damaged, apparently. So I'm waiting for them to be sent back and get my money back, but I've reordered. They were Moda Fushi, Heaven's Official Blessing, and I can't remember the other one. Scum Village? They were volume 1, so I'm waiting to get those. I was hoping to open them up here. Just put the timer, please. Okay. That's fair. But with the shows, usually if they're not that long, then yeah. I will try and put the timer for you. Usually, thankfully, it's not everything that gets blocked, and usually the shows that do get blocked are only 20 something minutes. But yeah, I'll try and put the timer for. I will try. I should be able to put the timer for you. I feel like it's been a while since your last live, and I've missed it too. But I'm glad I made this it this time. Yeah, it has been a while. I intentionally left it a bit of a while because I feel like maybe people were getting bored of them once a month. So I thought, let's leave it a few months, see what goes on, see how many shows I've watched, what's gone on with the channel. I sound like an old man. I hate having to look at the laptop while looking at the camera. Trust me, the camera makes me look nice in my eyes. What I see on the laptop live, I don't like. Anyway, sorry. Thank you for saying you like the lives. Yeah, what scares you, the young royals, because you don't like the young royals, which I'm looking forward to when it comes to your reactions to that. But sorry, I'm doing my usual thing of talking too much, but who else can I talk to? Because you have to listen to me. Okay, so we'll get it. We'll get into the latter part of this letter from Steffi, and then we'll open up what she put in there, because I went over to my mother's. I showed her the letter, and she said, "I will love what's in here." So this is part of the letter. The third thing needs more explanation than those lines available here, so I guess you'll get in the second page. And then a smiley face. I don't want to take off the little clip. Okay, here we go. Now, your last gift is actually the reason why it took me so long to get this package to you. I wanted to give you something personal that wasn't bought. You had to deal with some stupid people and some very negative comments lately. So I wanted to remind you how much people like you and your content. The box that is so nicely wrapped in my BTS tape is what I will call the box of hope, like J-Hope. The name that was also influenced by BTS because you know me. We do. So in that box, you will find a lot of envelopes, and in those are comments written from people who watch you and your channel since you've started it. Oh. By the way, do you know how many videos you've made over the past 2 years? Yeah, I do, because it sends me a notification when I've done it. It's about 1,000. Just yeah, it's about that. A lot! Exclamation point. Now at least I am. Now I at least I can truly say I've watched every single video on your channel. I apologize. Now, if you ever have a bad day and want something to cheer you up, you can open that box. Oh. Read the messages and hopefully feel a little better afterwards. Also, sorry that this package looks like BTS merch from the outside. Love from Stephanie. That's probably one of the nicest things anyone's ever done for me, Steffi. And to be honest, today has been one of those days that I think I need to open it. You know, been losing a few subscribers, and the videos in general aren't doing well, and it's quite depressing to see that. So today would be a good day, and especially because I still have it pulled back. But yeah, look, BTS little box. Here we go. Ready, guys? Let's see. I think this is honestly one of the sweetest things anyone's ever done. Plus, you watched all my videos, and I really feel bad for you. Oh, look. I just realised, very close. Bit of lighter version. Oh, so back. Bit of lighter version. But yeah, I guess I'm matching without realising. By the way, just so you know, this honestly is, I think this is actually the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me, just so you know. So look what she's done. Like, look at this. Oh, it's not just from you? You just wrote it on paper. Oh, well, for whoever it also is involved in this, is the sweetest thing someone could do for me. I mean, look at that. You've taken the time to actually... You've actually taken the time to really make me feel good. And I genuinely appreciate that. But let's open an envelope. And this is also part of the reason why I wanted to do a PO box for people to send stuff. Even if it's just a letter, I think it gives the people opportunity to connect to me and I can connect to them. Here we go. And you hand wrote every single one of these? I was actually expecting it to be printed off comment. Oh, I'm so glad I came across your channel. Your feedback is really thoughtful and you actually have some grounded criticism against shows. I really appreciate that. Hope more people can find your wonderful channel as well. Keep up the good work. Jenny MS Cutie Pie. That's actually really sweet. If I had emotions and tear ducts, this is generally, I think, this is probably the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me. Genuinely, that's made me actually very happy today. That's one of the nicest things someone could do. Hi, how are you doing? I put an alarm for this live 2 days ago. Wow, thank you for even putting an alarm for this. Um, I'm actually very happy right now, as you can tell, after opening that lovely box and gift from a subscriber who's here right now. Now, why would I ask you otherwise if you could read my handwriting? Because you sent a letter. Don't forget you sent a letter. But the fact that you took the time to even find nice messages is truly such a sweet thing. And also because you probably had to go through and see some kind of not so nice messages when you're going through my videos. This is really sweet. I honestly don't think anyone's ever done something for this for me in real life. And you're someone who watches my reaction videos. So this is truly sweet. I think I might have to find a place to put them. Maybe I'll create a board and have some messages and then put it somewhere with my tattooed self. Hello, hi everyone. Hello, Sloan. Well, I think after this live, I definitely will be going through these to make me feel better today. It's honestly really needed. So thank you, and I'll try chocolate in a minute. I try to avoid the chocolates. I'm not. But yeah, as I've said before, also if people are waiting for my Q&A that I asked people to ask me questions for a few months ago, I have done it. It's waiting to be edited. I have moved it up because obviously, so after I edit Shameless season 3, episode 4, the next thing will be the Justalowly channel Q&A, and I will try to put in clips of other shows and things like that. And then Kieta Hatsukoi, my love mix up episode 5. I try to edit them. Um, so yeah, it will be eventually up. Finally, don't worry, I won't go through all of them at once. But yeah, if you do want to send stuff, all you have to do is ask, and I can give you the address. And I think we made a mistake, didn't we, Steph? But she put my channel name, and obviously I had to go to the post office because I don't get the notification. You will get the notification that it's either tried to be delivered or it's at a post office. And we put the channel name, and obviously when I went to pick it up, I have my real name with my driver license, and they just looked at me very strangely, and they were like, "Why do you have this name?" And I was like, "Well, it's for my YouTube channel. Can I have my parcel? Here's my address." So technically, I can still get it with that, but yeah, maybe I need to put my name when people need to send me stuff. So maybe I'll start changing in the description box the name. It will have to be my actual name, which is very Irish. Jesus, Mary, Joseph. Okay, so thank you for that wonderful gift, Steffi. It honestly, I really appreciate it. I truly appreciate anything like that because for me it means a lot. Plus, I also have all these phrases as well, just to confuse some Austrians. It is honestly so sweet. We'll get to that chocolate in a bit. Now, wait, let's see. I'm late, but how's your back? My back is my back. Sorry. Uh, it is not as painful as yesterday. I've got a big pillow that I'm sitting on that I usually use for my laptop to boost it up. Because as you have seen with my videos, I'm looking down and I'm trying to boost it up. It hurts, but hey, I've cracked my head open multiple times. I've broken my foot. I can survive this. I'll just keep walking about, let the muscles heal, and then back to the gym. So let's get into the shows. Kin Porsche has now finished, and I would really like for you to ask me questions about it, but also your own opinions about the show. Of course, there's also Cutie Pie if you want to know my opinions about Cutie Pie. I don't know if we've spoken about that. Have we spoken about that? Because that's also finished. Cutie Pie is finished. I haven't seen To My Star 2. Every time I want to start reacting to it, I injure myself. I think they're trying to tell me something. The Cosmic is trying to tell me something. So, don't forget to ask questions about Kim Porsche. Let's have a discussion about probably one of the biggest BLs that they've produced in Thailand so far. So, ask me questions, but also ask the chat questions. Let's start a discussion about what you thought about the show, because I'd really like to know. And then again, you can ask me anything about the show. Anything. And then sporadically, I may open a little message here and there, just because it's so sweet. Okay, so first question. Do you have a favorite scene in Kin Porsche? Who? I think, though I joked about this when I think I put about, no, that was a favorite couple. In one of, in my comments section, the community section, which it's fun to kind of post stuff. We should and vote stuff. I did put that arm versus his shirt was my favorite scene. It's not. I actually didn't like that scene that much because it didn't make sense to me. But I thought it was a great moment for randomness. Um, but I think one of my favorite scenes is it episode 6 where they magically fall through the crevice of those rocks and are not injured, but they have a discussion, and Kin apologizes for a situation, and I thought that was very nicely put together by the director and the actors. So I felt like that was one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, I would go with that. I did like in the same episode Kin letting Porsche go, because I felt that was a sign of someone who kind of has to keep things very close to his chest and doesn't like to lose things because he's in a very dangerous world, and to let someone go, I think, was a very selfless thing. And I don't think many of the characters in the show, or people in general, are very selfless. We tend to have a selfish means to stuff. So I would go with that. Um, I have to say another scene that I do like is, and well, actually, do you know, I take back about liking the scene when I find out the fish were real. But when Tankun was holding the two fish, and it turns out they were actually real fish, the idea behind it was ridiculous, and I liked. But then finding out they were real fish, I didn't like. So now, yeah. Hmm. I still haven't finished Kim Porsche. I know. I've got to get. You take your time with Kim Porsche. Now that it's over, it's one of those shows that, if you want to take your time to enjoy it. If you do, because I do think it was a very divisive show for some people. Like, I spoke about elements of it that I didn't think, not about worked, but they didn't need to incorporate, considering it didn't translate from the book. Favorite character? Yours is Tanghun and Pete. It won't surprise anyone after watching my videos, but it will surprise you if you watch when I first am introduced to this character. But Tankun is my favorite character, easily my favorite character. The actor did a great job. In real life, I don't think I would be able to be around this person for a long period of time. I'm just not a loud person. But I would like the horror movie nights. Those seem fun. But I think Tankun is easily my favorite. And the only character that I felt used his brain, maybe apart from Arm. But we didn't get enough of Arm. We just they just put him in glasses to show intelligence. That doesn't mean you're intelligent. But Tankun. Honestly, I wasn't hyped for the finale. It was like I could wait a few more days before watching it. I have to say about that, I felt like a lot of people didn't love the finale as much as they were expecting. They wanted it maybe split into two. So I don't know. Maybe to be honest, I'm trying to think of. I'll get back to that. Anything with Tankun makes me smile. I like that a lot of people are saying Tankun because obviously when I asked people in the finale episode, a lot of people said Vegas. They said Pete. Some people said Tankun. Some people said Kim. I didn't really see many Porsche because I would put. I was going to do a ranking of my list of the characters where I would place them, but might as well just say it here. I think I would put Porsche second. Would you like to know where Kin and Vegas would be? I'll just say, oh yeah, because you haven't watched it and you're not going to watch it. There might be elements you like of the show, but I don't know. If you don't want to watch it, don't. Tankun and his fish, no, but I love the ending scene of episode 6. Episode 6, yeah, episode 6 was a strong episode. Yes, when he let Porsche go, it was his most selfless moment of the show. I completely agree about that. Uh, it's very hard to be selfless in that type of environment because you have to be selfish to survive. Um, okay, what is Kin's friend's name again? Time and Cheat. I can't remember their names, but the one who looks like a K-pop idol was, I felt like, an actual friend to him because they showed it. That was the problem I think with the two. I think you know a flashback had more moments than those two characters, but when the idol looking one would speak, he genuinely, I felt like, cared for Kin and wanted him to. Tay and Time. I think it's Time, right? Which one looks like the K-pop idol? But that one, when he spoke to Kin, he truly wanted Kin to understand it's okay to love someone. He also, did anyone feel really sad for him when he was looking at his partner and he was like, "My partner doesn't love me." Tay, Tay, okay. Like I felt really bad for him in that moment, and I felt like it was just swept under the rug. That was I felt like such an important moment for him to kind of show his self because we just didn't get to know those two characters. I That falls in a lot of these. Sorry, back a lot of these BLs, which they fail to flesh out certain characters, and they really failed on the friends, in my opinion. And I really wanted to know Tay, now that I know his name, so much more. Okay, yeah, my favorite scene is episode 13, Pete's breakdown. Also, episode 6, where they play rock, paper, scissors, so he will cut off their hands and Portia intentionally lost. That's true. My favorite episode of Kim Porsche, that's a really hard one. Again, 6. I know I enjoyed 4 for the most part. I do think near the end were really good episodes too. I think episode 13 I spoke about being a very strong episode. I remember really enjoying episode. I enjoyed episode 14 too. I think, was it 12 or 13? I'm one of those episodes I really enjoyed. Um, my only issue was trying to get the show. on Ichi was a nightmare for me. At one point, it took hours. I deleted that from my commentary because I was like, here goes my rant. It took hours to get that to work. It kept saying no memory. That to upload it on that site was ridiculous. I need to stop paying these people. I don't watch anything on that show. I need to disable that subscription. Thank you for reminding me. I think 12 of 13 may have been my favorite episode. Maybe, maybe 6. Oh, I've got to go back and look now. Horror movie night, horrified till dawn. I would honestly love that. I always tell any partner I'm weird, but I love horror movie nights, and then they usually just look at me like I'm a bit weird and creepy, and I'm like, it's fine. Is Kin Porsche in your favorite list? No, no. And I do actually have to be honest and say I do think some of the comments really, the way people responded to me, especially about Kin and what they were calling me and the names, I deleted them. But I do think it put a bit of a dower on me. Plus, again, trying to get it onto to upload while watching it was a nightmare. So that kind of ruined it for me because you don't want to be stressed out trying to get an episode up. And that makes me sad because I think there are very strong elements of the show. There are certain things that people didn't like the beginning. I love the beginning with the comedy, and because I knew how intense it was going to get as it went along, because it's a mafiosa show, so of course it's going to pick up. But I did enjoy the show. I don't want to deny that and say I didn't. I did enjoy Kim Porsche, but I do think some of the fans, the way they spoke to me, it's okay to disagree with my opinion, but you don't need to treat another human being the way they were doing. Um, it's probably been the second worst sort of commentary I've gotten from a show, and it's usually international fans, which really is frustrating because then it's the whole thing of ego and I think people. I don't know if I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I'm not a fan of people stating their opinions like it's a fact. It's an opinion, not a fact. And that is something that really bugs me when they try to explain a show to me as if they're the director or the actors. There's a difference if one of the directors or actors have said something about a scene, then it's easy to clarify something. But I cannot stand when people try to explain away their opinion like a fact. It just really bugs me. Okay. I could go on more, but I'm trying to be nice. It was a lot in the finale episode. Yep, I like the finale still. There was a moment that I thought I was going to get called out on. Maybe in a jokey way, maybe not. But when it looks like when someone shoots um, Vegas, I thought they shot Pete. So you see me very shocked that happens. And is it Chan his name? The head bodyguard? The one who I thought had a British accent and then had sounded like a New Zealand, like a Kiwi accent. Didn't sounded too strong to be an Aussie accent. But yeah, I thought that was him who shot Vegas. And you hear me in the video go, I thought it was Pete who died. And I was waiting for people to call me out and be like, you didn't seem to care that in the end it was Vegas who got shot. And I was like, yeah. So I was shocked that no one noticed that moment, but it shows you how much that people actually watch my videos the whole way through, which is, by the way, as reactors, we know how much on average people watch videos. And if, just so you all know, for those of you who watch PewDiePie, now you know why I stopped putting the whole video up. I put a whole video up once, and the audience retention was 3 minutes. Yeah, thanks. The series had a lot of potential, but around the halfway mark, the storyline wasn't there enough for me. I respect that, because unfortunately, it can be hard to keep. I'm so behind on the comments, but screw it. Keep talking, everyone. Um, I'm Italian. I'm very handsy. Uh, that sounds really wrong. Sorry. I speak with my hands. Um, yeah, I can understand why you might have lost it halfway through. I think a lot of people started to be way more invested in Pete and Vegas because their storyline still hadn't been told, but also that's not saying this is the reason why you lost interest, by the way. But I think once Ken and Porsche were kind of lovey dovey, I felt a lot of people moved away from them. I didn't usually get, and I didn't in this case, get the second character or the second couple syndrome. I was still very much wanted to see where all of the characters were going. Um, but I can understand why people halfway through. I think this show visually is stunning. I feel like visually, cinematographically, the show is probably one of, if not the best Thai shows in that way. It's up there with I Promised You the Moon and I Told Sunset About You. It is breathtakingly beautiful how they shot the show. I always like the cinematography. I honestly, I hope they win an award for that. I think Porsche and Porsche would be second. Oh, Porsche. Um, I will say this. I have, if you haven't gathered by now, um, then you should know by now. I Guxian from Word of Honor, Chang Chang from Guardian, and of course Porsche. If you can't pick out like a certain character that I like, I'm really protective of these type of characters, and they all are similar. So Porsche, I always felt very, very protective of, very protective. I have a real soft spot for these kind of innocent characters that are put into these worlds. Porsche definitely above Kin. Okay, so I'm not the only one. I don't remember Teen Timer with her. Yes, Porsche over Kin for sure. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who had him. I know not everyone's going to, and that's absolutely fine. Um, but yeah, okay. It's nice to see that other people put Porsche over Kin. I also think I I just felt there were certain things that Kin did that I wasn't here for, and you wouldn't see me in real life accept that. But also with Porsche, I felt like he was more developed throughout the whole show. That first episode, I felt, was really strong to develop Porsche. It's Tay. He's a good person. I like him a lot. Poor guy gets cheated by time all the time all the time. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is something I need to bring up. Did anyone else find the whole time cheat? Do you remember when they're at the bar and they're all partying and time grabs one of Portia's friends who barely are in the show, by the way, which again I have an issue with because you didn't need to incorporate them really. Do you remember he was touching him and it was kind of implied, he was sexually attracted to him and maybe they had done stuff. Uh, that they didn't. They could have developed that, by the way. They could have really gone with that whole thing when they were talking about cheating. I just felt like it kind of just went away after that episode. I was like, there was such a missed opportunity from those writers. That was weird. So I wasn't sure Kim Push would might say, but honestly, I liked Cutie Pie, Bad Buddy, and Not Me Raw. Um, sorry, I'm so behind on the comments as you can tell, but I was sure Kim Porsche would be my favorite sis, but honestly, I preferred Kim Porsche to Cutie Pie. And if we want to talk about Cutie Pie as well, we can discuss that and why. But I will say, Cutie Pie's viewership was so impressive. I think I was 24 hours behind one episode one time, and it had 2 million. Okay, like you have to give it to the people who watch Cutie Pie. The viewership was So impressive. So impressive. I couldn't believe just how people came to get like. But yeah, PewDiePie didn't do it for me. Bad Buddy, fantastic. I think I spoke about that before, and it was also one of the only few shows on my channel that actually did well. I'm still sad about my episode 4 of Kim Porsche being taken down, and they won't let me put it back up because I've got a strike, and I had 6,000 views on it, and it's not like my channel does well. um, Not Me. Everyone knows I love Not Me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't love Not Me and the way it was filmed, shot, politically. But I've had people who really didn't like it, and that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. But awful. But if you don't talk about the things you need, you won't be happy. Very true. Tay should have spoken about those things, but I think he was afraid to lose time. I would have happily waved time along. I would have bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Can anyone tell me if we're getting a season 2? Well, I think that's been answered now. I personally am curious. Does anyone ever listen to that BL podcast? Love. Oh no, this is really bad. I should have put in their name down. But it's by 3 people. Is it Love BL podcast? But they spoke about if the season 2 of Kim Porsche is worth it or they can do it. And I think it really depends because I don't know how they would be able to do 14 episodes of Pete and Vegas. I would hope they would incorporate Kim and Porsche's hair dye. Because that scene, I think, how was your hair not falling out? But you'd need to incorporate the other couples. I don't know. I mean, they could do it, but I don't think it could be 14 episodes. If you watch the concert clips, there's a performance where Tay and Time and Tim make out like animals while Tay is singing in the background. Yeah, that's not something I'm. No, that's not something I would enjoy. I've seen clips of the performance because they said no video clips, no thing, and everyone put it online. And obviously, these guys have worked really hard for the show and on their bodies to be able to perform, obviously, sexual dances. And no offense to Earth, I really like Earth as an actor. As you all know, I love him and Mix together. But I've only seen clips of him dancing. Maybe you should have taken lessons from the Kim Porsche people. However, the plot was written a bit oddly, especially around episode 9 and so on. Like, the show started off strong, in my opinion, but later on became a bit slow and the whole thing became chaotic, I feel. Yeah. I do think as it went on, unfortunately, they did struggle. They did struggle with probably where they wanted to reveal things, and it felt like they were revealing things at too quick a pace. I heard no season 2. Oh, Apple and Mile are doing a movie. Yep. I don't know when it's coming out. There's a few of them in there. I think the actor who plays Arm is in it as well. Honestly, although I wasn't invested in King Porsche, I really enjoyed the series. Best scene, Tankun smacking Vegas with the tray. Yes, that is. Yes. Okay. That is the best scene throughout the whole show. Not even top 10 on someone's list. I love a bit of supernatural horror. Still enjoy the series. You got okay. I mean, they can do a season 2, um, because the mom's look at the end is very telling that you could do a lot with her. A lot. And Korn's character is clearly the villain. So you could do a lot. They left it quite open ended in season 1. It's in your top 5 after the. Good on you for like again. It's in your top. Well, what I will say is I like the Untamed, Word of Honor, Bad Buddy. Vegas should have died. Do you know what that I didn't put it. If those of you who are on my um, Patreon, which has easily like 12, 1300 videos and shows that aren't yet up on YouTube and may not get up on YouTube because of the blocking issues. Um, yeah, I did mention during the scene that imagine if it was Pete who killed Vegas. Imagine if they just subverted the whole show and Pete was the one who killed Vegas. I just thought, can you just imagine the meltdown? And then I thought I shouldn't put that in. I hate how preachy some people were about certain scenes. It kind of took the joy out of the show. Thank you, Ali. Yeah, it really did. Um, it for me, it was the attack on me as a person because I apparently can have been through so many things. You know, fictional character have been through so many things, and so hard. And apparently, I have an affected accent. And when I explain that, if people see my community tab, it wasn't that they were saying my accent was fake in this case. What they were saying was I was putting on sounding smarter than what I am. In other words, I'm an idiot. And then when I responded to them saying they could have just moved along, and uh, they said they did move along, and then I came back and I'm not the brightest. And then someone said my, oh, do you know what? I just swear. I apologize for anyone who doesn't like swearing. Cover your ears. Like they said my videos were shit. I was annoying, etc. Stuff like that, which like but I was a bit annoyed about the affected accent because this is how I sound, and I'm not putting on to sound smart. I never said I was smart, but it's just interesting that you're upset that in these moments I wasn't loving Kin as a character. You have to get over it. It's a fictional character. He is fictional. Fictional. I can't hurt his feelings because he doesn't have any. I'm so behind on these comments. I feel like I'm the only one who loved Taewon. Like he's hateable, but come on, you're not the only one. I liked that I hated Taewon, but I always called him Taewon, so I couldn't hate him too much because I think that actor is just a joy. But no, I think his character was needed in these moments. I was just frustrated that he had this whole evil monologue speech they put in shows and no one shot him. No one shot him. He shot himself. Come on, people. Like that whole scene there, it was like, meh. I love that scene, but it was like, who calls out in a warehouse knowing there's people there and it's a trap? Sorry, Porsche. You know it's a trap. Stop being so naive. Also, someone should have just shot T1. It would have been actually funnier if he was doing a monologue speech and then someone just shot him in the head. And then, oh, another part is we lost. Is it Big? I keep calling him Boss. I think it's Big. And I thought it was T1's character being taken out on a body bag, and I just told him to throw it in the river, not realizing it was Big, and I took that out for the YouTube video. It would have been really powerful if he had died. People were taking the show way too seriously. Yeah. Um, I'm curious, by the way, because I'm behind. Oh, there's a message. I am very curious. What show do you think people took way too serious and can't let things go? Because I put Kim Porsche second. I did still enjoy the whole series, and the finale was good. It was definitely a great way to wrap up the show. If, yeah, we were to get a season 2, that's true. Taewon is hot. He's in something. He's in something coming up because I've seen him in a few things. So love is not really something I have. His yoga poses though. Oh yeah, with the camera and all that heavy breathing. Yeah, you know him and Kin had some tantric moments. The audience are way too emotionally invested into Vegas. But the thing is, you say that and you put in parentheses, you are too, but at least you're self aware about it. Some people make think pieces online about these characters, and sometimes they're actually really beautifully done. And I'm really impressed with, like, you know, um, I'm really impressed by with certain things they come up with. Other times I'm just like, okay, like, whatever. But yeah, if you do want to know um, uh, where I would put Pete and Vegas in a list, but then I don't know. Maybe I should make a list. I don't know. I was never really interested in Pete and Vegas. I just don't like Vegas enough to care about him at all. Although I can understand the specificness. The cinematography. I would love to watch King Force for the cinematography, but honestly, nothing else compels me to watch it, so I've decided against. If it's not for you, it's not for you, and I respect that. You can know what's for you and what's not. As a reactor, it's a bit different. If I wasn't reacting, there's probably half the shows I've seen I wouldn't have finished. But I hate not finishing shows. It's unfortunate that you went through that with the King Paul film. When I said some of them being defensive about certain things, they just shouldn't be hateful. Yeah. Listen, I enjoy King Bush, but some of the fandom is nuts. Please, people, it's a show. Vega's father treated him so violently that he started resonating in love with violence again. Not defending Vegas's behavior, just trying to. No, there's a clear trauma that comes with Vegas. Very clear trauma, and it's not something that you can just dismiss because his father is extremely abusive, uh, and that's very understandable. And as you said, he equates violence, I guess, to affection, to love, because that's all he knows. And I know in the book, and I've said this before, people need to stop equating the book to the TV show because they're always going to be different. They're always going to be. It's very rare for a show to be better than the book, but it's just don't equate them because it just won't work. It just won't. And I think Vegas, they layered him as the show went on. My main issue, and I've said this, and I've tried to be not talk about it too much because obviously I'm not in that world anymore. But the whole BDSM element, there were elements that yes, they did well, but a lot of it just wasn't. It just wasn't that, and I think it's because people mentioned it to me before that that's kind of what they were about in ways. And so when I watched it, I was like, this isn't that. And it was frustrating when people would try to rationalize the BDSM elements of it when it's not. There were, but there was no aftercare, there was no safe words, there was no soft or hard yeses and soft and hard no's. We didn't know, well, they weren't switches. No one was a switch in this case. You can also take a BDSM test online to find out where you are. But I do think Vegas's father gave you a great understanding of why Vegas was the way he was. I just felt they could have developed Pete and Vegas better. Like they gave some great moments, some really strong moments, but I felt it was too rushed because we didn't really get it till really late. And Macau was just a ghost, which is frustrating because he was annoying as a character, but I wanted to know so much more about him. Also, and this could be contractually, I probably was, and I'm going to mention his name, so I don't know if Matt is just going to come in somewhere, but Perth. Um, I wish they had used Ken way more. When he was the villain, it was like, yeah, like, who else is it going to be? I just They started him off so strong. I would love to have seen him just in it more, but that's just me wanting Perth in more shows. I think. Porsche for Kim for sure. Porsche was a great character. All his hand gestures. You're just giving out your criticism. Oh, what did I do? You're just giving out your criticism about the show, but being respectful and not giving any hate towards the show itself and the actors, and you're not bashing, but people. Okay, yes. This is something I want to. I not for any of you unless you're an actor. One thing I dislike about other actors and has actually made me take a step away from people in real life and being their friends is those who call another actor terrible and stuff like that. Because people don't realize, like when you do it online, people read comments, it affects them. And one thing I'm not a fan of is those who do that and then something could happen to an actor and then they're like, oh, I'm so sad about this actor. It's like, no, you weren't because you were saying the crap you said online. Don't act one way and then when they've passed, act another way. I do not respect that. But again, I'm more about if you're a citizen, it's understandable when you talk about a show. It's a fellow actor that when they start saying someone's not a good actor, I take issue with because they would understand how hard it is in the industry. And that's why I never send any hate towards these actors because I mean, or maybe I don't enjoy someone's scenes, but it doesn't mean I think they're terrible actors. It just means I didn't enjoy their character. Um, and I try to be as respectful as I can because I know how much effort goes into making a show. I know the sleepless hours. I know how early the crew get up. You think the actors get up and they're filming 16 hours? The crew are doing something like, if the actors are doing 16, the crew are doing something like 20. Sometimes not even sleeping. And they get nowhere near the amount of money. And then, sometimes I stop and talk about a scene in a moment, which, I like doing to a degree. I just don't want to pause too much. There were a lot of character plot holes that could have been explored more, and it's a shame. PewDiePie was not for me at all. PewDiePie didn't get me as I hoped it would. It was disappointing. I was so happy to see C, but it was definitely a letdown. I forgot most things about PewDiePie, but no sin were. Oh, okay. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who I genuinely, yeah, I felt, yeah. How would you rate PewDiePie out of 10, and how would you rate King Porsche out of 10? And then I'll give you my ratings for PewDiePie. We can go into that. PewDiePie was lacking in plot for me. That was really frustrating. Ram King's still the best couple. Yeah, no, good on you. Like, Ram King were the best part of that show. I ended up really disliking one of the main couple, one of them, when they went on the camping trip and the way he treated him. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna allow anyone to try and deter me from this. But Ram King were the best part of that show. Felt really overrated. Ram King is still my favorite IBL couple. Yeah, PewDiePie did amazingly in terms of viewership, and their fandom really grew. Yeah, yeah, no, and they seem like lovely people, by the way. Like, I've only seen a couple of interviews. I'd like to see more, um, because obviously to see how they interact. Because obviously you see how comfortable people are. Because unfortunately, not for them, but unfortunately there is skinship, and there's also ways to communicate. I don't know if they give these actors PR training. They should. Um, Episode 8, Part 1 alone got 14 million views. Can we just appreciate that and actually respect it getting 14? I saw one with 7, and or 8, and that was 14. That is no wonder they can have a show that feels rich. I mean, you have to be a multi-millionaire. You have to be Win or Mile to appreciate that show. All I want is a special episode for Bad Buddy. Is that too much to ask? Yeah. Honestly, I feel like with Bad Buddy, sorry, I'm thinking of what's his name? Nanon online talking about how he's straight, and everyone was and people were like sweetly laughing because obviously he's like, I'm straight, and it's like, you have to come out as straight really hard. I do think a special episode of Bad Buddy would be quite nice. Um, with the female leads, yes, I would love that. Can we have that first? Um, yes, can we have that first? And can we have maybe the two, Pratt and Pan? Oh, Pratt, Pat and Pran, maybe in a year or two, to see not just where the actors go, but where the characters are. Because I feel like that would be great for both of them as well. Because I know they want to take a step away from BLs and do other forms. Honestly, I didn't need a plotting cube. Either I would love a bit more Bad Buddy. Not Me actually had a cohesive storyline and never got stale. Thank you. Thank you. One of my favorite scenes in Kim Possible was also Kim fighting all those people and she just playing the video game. Yeah. I just need Pratt. Pratt. I keep calling him Pratt. Pran and Pat. In compare, yeah. I will say, yeah, Cutie had a lot of steamy scenes. And sometimes I was viewing it through the mind of being on set, and I was like, okay, that because they were quite long scenes, and I was like, and it's usually very uncomfortable because of the amount of people that are watching you while you do this, because you do that. It's very intense with the actors, and they really went, for quite a while. I was like, this is long. There was another scene I watched recently. Oh, I'm on to episode. Well, I finished episode 4 of Don't Say No, and all I can think of is how long they did their makeout scenes in that show. By the way, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Didn't like episode 4 really much, but that was writing. But yeah, Don't Say No is not that bad. I couldn't get through some cutie pie, but I might complete it someday. Yeah, I'm still emotionally invested in Bad Buddy. Don't ask me how invested I am. She's very invested. If anyone wants to join the Patreon and can afford it, it's great. Oh, thank you so much. I feel like sometimes season 2 kind of ruins the series. Yeah, season 2 can be very hard. You have to make sure. I think some people get frustrated with cheating plots, especially if it's just put in there. I think there needs to be a longer period of discussion in pre-production for them about the story, and not just go into repetitive arcs. I'm getting your Patreon subscription as soon as I pass med school. Congratulations, though, to in being in med school. That's amazing. That is truly amazing. If they don't like it, they can watch another video. Yeah, yeah. Anyone can just listen to. Yeah. My Beautiful Man. No, but it's on my list. It's on my list. Someone spoke about there's a bit of blood play, so I can talk about that. Oh, just so I said before, because some of you may have missed it. Um, if there is a show you would like me to watch or a suggestion, leave it in the comment section of this video instead of saying it in the live. That way I can write it down afterwards. I'm a note taker, so it would be great to see that. Obviously, I won't do it tonight because I'm watching the Commonwealth Games. Because if you don't know, I love sports. Plus, I've got to edit Don't Say No. I've got to upload Don't Say No episode 4 to Patreon, Shameless, and Supernatural. Oh, if anyone wants to talk about Shameless and Supernatural, I'm happy to do that too in this. I'm up. I'm near the end of season 6 of Supernatural, and like 2 more episodes of Shameless season 4. I seriously tried twice and I can't get into that. That's my dog. It's not bad. Yes, Ali, we know. I know how you felt about uh, Vegas. Which it was funny because I remember you saying to me, I thought it was actually nice that you're doing it. Yeah, go along with enjoying someone. Have fun online. You're allowed to like lose yourself in the moment of the characters. That is fine. You should always have the freedom to express yourself. And I've never seen you be disrespectful to someone. I low-key love the plot that we didn't really see in the series. That Pete, Universal donor, donated his blood to Vegas. Oh yeah, because I'm Reese is A negative. Yeah, more per. I wish they would have had a different storyline for Kim or Porsche. Yeah, unfortunately, Kim or Porsche's story arc. Why did Kim's suspect board just they dropped that? That was such a good plot. Stood out to me the most as actors. Yeah, I can. I really like seeing your analysis on that part because I know very little about it, so it's great to see your insight. Okay, you're rating. Wow, 2 or 3 for Cutie Pie. Okay, good on you for like. I like when people are honest, like that. Like I've said, it's and as long as you have legitimate reasons for why like you're not just being cruel. Like I like honesty, but there's a difference when people say, "Oh, I'm just being honest about a situation," when they're being cruel. There's a bit different. Like some people just don't like shows, and I think I'll give my rating for Cutie Pie. Sorry, I'm really late on the live. Oh, felt like I fell asleep there. I've never rated any show below 6, by the way. Couldn't finish it. Oh, that's Cutie Pie. Nanon. Oh, that was something. Kim Portia's like a 9 out of 10, while Cutie Pie's. It must be discussing the plot for my engineer. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm watching F4 Thailand actually. I watched the other versions in my childhood. But yeah, I've never actually watched that. That is the one with Win and Bright, right? Yeah. Oh, that is true. It took up such a huge part at the end of the kitchen scene in episode 7. How are you liking Shameless? I have to be honest. I don't know why I said that. I love Shameless. Uh, I did not like the British one. I don't know if they're going to do the same plot that they did with Ian in the British one, in the American one. Do not tell me. What I will tell you in the British one, so you do, is that he was gay throughout for a large portion of it, and I didn't watch most of the British one, and I went back and all of a sudden he wasn't gay anymore, and he likes women, and it was really poorly written, very disrespectful to the character, very disrespectful. Like that's just not how it works. I just it turned me off watching the American version. That's why I never watched the US version, because I didn't want them to do that to the character of Ian, who by the way is I still like his character, but it's probably my least favorite Gallagher yet. I just mhm. But I really like Shameless. It's the type of show I would love to act in, by the way. It would be an actor's dream to act in such a chaotic show like that. Um, I would. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still really enjoying it. It's just out there, and it's the type of show I would enjoy and watch and like. It will shock you if those of you you will be shocked. And I do say I'm glad I gave Shameless a chance. I feel like, uh, yeah, it was really well done. Tell me what you think about Mickey and Ian. Okay. um, I didn't really care for them at the beginning, but that's because they weren't fleshed out. It took a while, and I think around season 3 is where we really started to see where they were trying to go with Mickey and Ian, and probably realizing the popularity they had. I really am enjoying Mickey uh, in season 4 a lot. Uh, if you notice in season 4, he's still a bit unkempt. You know, he's still a bit dirty, but there are moments where he cleans himself up, and we can see as it goes on that he's looking after his health, his cleanliness. Like at one point, we see tears in his eyes, and his wife. Trust me, it's way more than just like it's really convoluted the story, but her watching him watch Ian on the bed when he's drugged out and how much he cares for him. Um, I'm enjoying where it's going, but again, I need more. I would say I'm not fully invested in Mickey and Ian, but it's because I know, well, I don't know. I'm guessing uh, that Ian is either bipolar or has like because of his manic episodes, and it relates to his mother, or he has some form of PTSD from running away to the army. But I imagine it's going to do more with mental health, so we haven't really delved into that yet. But I love watching the growth of Mickey and seeing a true change in a character that has to swear and be aggressive to show his feelings. Uh, but yeah, I'm not fully invested in Mickey and Ian yet. I still need to see more. I'm not there with Ian. Oh yeah, how are your dogs doing? maybe maybe I can. I would show you them, but I can't even lift my dogs up without it hurting my back. But they're fine. Cutie Pie is not my thing, so just not watching. So no comment. That's fine. I really wanted to like Cutie Pie, but it just didn't do it for me. Same problem with Together. Same Stephanie. I still like the Chinese version of Four. Too much to watch it. Okay, I watched them in my childhood just because I'm Chinese. Ah, everyone knows the F4 storyline. I liked Brighton Win in F4, but could not stand in Together. Still Together is way better. I agree with you. Still Together for me was better than Together the series. I enjoyed that way more than I enjoyed Together. To be honest, Brighton Win don't do it for me with their acting. Not to say it's bad, I'm just not invested in watching them. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to be invested in every actor. It's I'm currently only watching Vice Versa every Saturday because of no. Oh, you're not Steffi. I thought you were Steffi there when I was reading another comment. At least I got a few seconds of it. Oh, Mickey is golden. Yep. Mickey is honestly. Well, I said it in the last episode. So I watched episode 10 of season 4 of Sheamus. I think Lip uh, is my favorite character right now, and I've had a lot of frustrations with him. Usually it's Fiona, but Mickey's right up there. Mickey is right up there. Bright's doing better and still together. I'm honestly surprised how much. I don't know. I'm really glad. But now I'm way too invested. I'm really sad Bonprint didn't get a better storyline for their new BL. I haven't watched it. Is it not good, their new BL? I haven't. I haven't had. I don't have. You've seen my list. You've all seen my list of shows. I don't have time. I'm so behind. Okay, so you're talking about vice versa. So I haven't watched that, as you all know. Um, but yeah, I guess you can all see what's coming up next for me to react to. So that's fun. No, we haven't spoken about. It's been mentioned about Apple and Miles' new movie, his historical drama. I'm not actually sure the premise of the whole. I know it's a historical drama, but I don't know anything else about it. The day you reach the gifted will be a very happy day for me. That's if I still have this channel. It's so far down the list. Sorry, my back, my neck. Um, let's see another comment. Oh, you're becoming my favorite reactor. You are so good reading scenes and series. Loving your reaction. Jose Antonio Gomez Rodriguez, Bad Buddy. Yeah. I could top until we meet again really easily. Um, so yeah, uh, for Cutie Pie, I would give Cutie Pie because I said I would say how I'd rate it. 6 out of 10. I did like the cinematography, the beauty of it. It felt very expensive, so that was also kind of a juxtapose. Yeah, I felt there was lacking in certain plots, and sometimes they just made the actors make out. And I felt they could have really delved into it. I do feel like there was a lot of childing, so baby, and I should say, of the news character. But then I felt like Z was getting a lot of blame at points. It was hard because I just felt like there could have been better development. And like Noah, like he liked Nunu's character, and then kind of the way they faded it away. wasn't in love with. With Kim Porsche, I'm trying to figure out because I'm being a bit petty in terms of the way people spoke and issues and all that. But I would say the way it was done, I would give, if I take away people and the show itself, I would give 7.5 and 8 to Kim Porsche. I love the cinematography. Absolutely loved the cinematography. I actually enjoyed a lot of the acting and elements. There were things they could have done better. Not gonna lie. That's with any show though. I don't think there's any show I've ever watched where I've loved every episode 100%. Um, I thought Peter Vegas should have been developed better. Maybe taking away the whole BDSM element. I'm fine with him capturing him and torturing and then getting closer. I'll just take away the BDSM element. Because it's fine having that moment because it was supposed to be a more mature show. And certain characters like Macau, Ken, they should have been Time Tay, they should have been in it more. So that's also why it went down for me. Um, I was confused. Old fashioned cupcake, short and sweet. Yes, I haven't watched it, but someone has recommended that to me. If you leave that in the comment section of this video, I can then write it down because I really do want to watch it. You're about the fifth person who's told me about it. Yeah, until we meet again, no. No. Everyone knows my feelings on that show. I'm gonna have to do another BL for me to top that, buddy. I don't know if and Nanon would do another BL with how they've spoken. Not together, like they're doing what they're doing now, but I don't know. I feel like they want to really go in different directions. Oh, the miscommunication trope. Yeah, that was really, really frustrating actually in that show. Thank you for reminding me. Eternal 1,000 Stars was up there. I love Eternal 1,000 Stars, and you can't convince me otherwise. That's why I'm looking forward to Midnight Cheating Chicken Express. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do with that show. 2 to 3 episodes too long for it until we meet again. Yep, 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 yep. However, are you still going to watch the special episode of Cutie Pie if it were to come out because it's confirmed to be out at the end of the year? I mean, yeah. I mean, might as well um, watch the special episode because it might add a lot of dimension to the show. I mean, Cutie Pie didn't do no, rarely any of my videos do well, so it's kind of like yeah. We need more GL. Yes, 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 yes. I liked Pearl Next Door. Um, I thought they had some great elements to that, and there's not been many since that of GLs. Definitely need more. Excited about GAP on that topic. GAP, you can't love a show 100% because no show is. Thank you. No show is perfect. I'm glad we're getting GAP. I don't know what GAP is. Have you seen the darkest? No. Midnight Cheating Chicken Express. Oh yeah, I thought you were saying. Have you heard of My Beautiful Man, a Japanese show? Yes, I have. It's on my list. I have a few because that is one of the questions someone asked me in my Q&A. There are some Japanese shows. I think it's okay. Here's my list for those of you who haven't seen it. Um, and you will see My Beautiful Man is the second on my new stuff to watch. It's a Kushikari. So there it is. Um, you watch, you watch your Midnight Chicken. I'll watch Dirty Laundry. Never let who go. Cupid's Last Wish. I haven't watched it. Yeah, I kind of am intrigued because it's a mix, um, or mix, but I'm not into body swaps. I'm just not. Oh, is that the one with Becky who was in Tom Type JP? Okay, then someone answered as I was asking. Um, there are so many. I will say there are so many BLs that are coming out. It's really hard to keep a track of them. Oh, you're my patron. See, I don't know who's a patron and who's not because obviously you have different names on Patreon to hear sometimes, and I never know who's a patron anymore because obviously each month it decreases and some people come back, some people don't. I'm like, who's who? I'm so confused. Someone needs to explain to me what those three midnight series have together. What three midnight series? I still like Tom Type season one. I can call out things I didn't like the shower scene, but I still liked it. There are so many series, especially from GMT, coming out this year. Like they're really trying to back. It's not just them. Korea's really stepping up how many they're producing now. Uh, Taiwan seems to have taken maybe a step back. Obviously, China, we know what's going on there. Um, hmm. Ah, that's who you are on Patreon. Okay, thank you for telling me who you are. I swear, if we get more BLs with the word Star Sky Sun, please. Yeah. So, oh, oh, I have to talk about this show quickly because I love it. Um, which is The Devil Judge. I'm up to episode 14, though I'm in bed, and I'm not doing any reactions today. On Sunday, I'm watching episode 15. Yeah. Honestly, if you haven't watched, okay, you guys know I love Not Me, so it's very clear I'm gonna love The Devil Judge. I think it's very clear I like those type of shows. Um, yeah, The Devil Judge, bellissimo. It is so good. I wasn't expecting what happened in episode 13 at the end. I was not expecting that at all. That was a true shock. Um, when I started watching BL in 2014, yeah, I've been watching BLs for a while. Yeah, Korea's quality of BLs, from what I've seen, are just fantastic. Oh, okay. I keep seeing people mentioning semantic error. Now Shine, who is a reactor, uh, she almost lost her channel because of semantic error. So in that vein, I will be doing the links or the whole watching. That's a big reason why I wanted to do the whole watching the show. Put the timer up, as someone asked. That's fine. Um, and I'll probably label it as the show that hates reactors because she genuinely almost lost her channel because of semantic error, and she loved it. I've heard nothing but good things from a lot of people about this show. A lot of people talk so highly about it, and I'm really thankful for that because if a lot of people are talking about it, at least it's being discussed. But yeah, so that show will definitely be either a link or me watching it and you watching along with me, and you can watch it in another tab. But yeah, it semantic error has been a nightmare for people to get off. I've spoken about this and I'll say it now for those of you who don't know. I have a major issue with these shows not allowing reactors to react to stuff. There are ways to do it. So don't say no. They allow you to put the whole episode up, so all of the episodes will be up, but you can't monetize it. Fine. There's a guideline. Now with Kim Porsche, and that's also why Kim Porsche went down in ratings for me, was originally you could put 60% of the video, and I never did, I always put less of the video, and it wasn't copyrighted, it wasn't blocked. Um, and then all of a sudden they now have the company that blocks it. They've done the same for Lovely Writer. It's the same affiliate company now. They're copyrighting it, but I just found it very frustrating with the way they worked around Kin Porsche. I thought it was very badly marketed and put together like that way. But yeah, I have a major issue with these people and how much they dislike reactors. Set a guideline. Set a guideline for reactors, because there are people who will see the show via a reactor and go and watch the full reaction. Like, I wish they would respect reactors a lot more and realize just how much effort it actually goes into watching these shows, editing them, putting them together. It's not like we make money from these shows. It's not like we can sit back and go, oh, I've made money. You don't make any. And it's really frustrating because, like I said, set the guidelines and create it. It would, like, you could easily say a show you only allowed to show 40%, and they don't have to block it. And that way you're only watching 40%, and of course you're going to want to watch the whole video to see all the scenes. Especially because I don't leave out, for 99% of the time, I don't leave out on my review at the end what I think about the show. So you may be thinking, why is he talking about this scene when that wasn't included in the video? I don't know. I just wish they would respect reactors a lot more. Reactors bring in a lot more viewerships than you think. I have a list of upcoming BLs. I can't say I find any of them promising, but hoping at least call much Semantic Error or Blooming. I haven't seen either Semantic Error or Blooming. The Devil Judge. So good. Semantic Error is great. Oh, where did I go? I completely fucked up where I was on here. Chicken have no season. I like To My Star as well. So did I. It was good. And that show literally has me on some crazy chokehold. Semantic Error was great. Yes, to watch. To watch The Devil Judge. Where is it from? The Devil Judge is a Korean show. It's got Chung Young from God 7. And then Jisung, the actor, who's amazing. And then Chon Suna, the character, the actress who does her, is amazing. It's just a shame. It's just not doing well in terms of views for me, which is disappointing. But I'm still going to watch it. Joe Judge to me is amazing when it comes to Kang Yo-han. Never really liked Kyung Ga-on. It's either who's Sun Sun. Oh right. Sorry, you've got a different name here than what their name is in the subtitles. Honestly, you have to look at their names in Hangul. It's frustrating in Romanized. But the cheating with Fiat and Tarn kind of ruined it because I feel like they didn't really know what to do. Oh, are we talking about yeah, Fiat and Tarn? Yeah, that's why I had a problem with the character Fiat. It was just really unnecessary. They really did a terrible job with him. He's so better in Don't Say No. Like, there's an actual character there. I still have your reactions to episode 13 to 14 open to watch. Episode 13 to 14 of what? Of The Devil Judge. I've been watching BL since Love by Chance. Technically, I did watch BLs before Sotus. There was a few I watched before, but because they don't stick in my mind, I can't remember them properly. I always say Sotus is what kept me. What? Oh no, it was blah 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 blah. The one with White and is it Night? But I was watching BLs before that, but that's the one that I watched and I was like, oh. What was it called? Lovesick. 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 They were not lovesick. I don't think we're going to get a new golf again. Semantic error can only go up with timestamps. I mean, timestamps are different from a timer. Timestamps are obviously bit different. But yeah, or Link. I'm guessing with Link to be. But then I know there are some people who put Semantic Error up with his again no video, no sound, and you put it open in a tab. I'm just not sure what to do with that show. Oh, he's in a new show. He's a great actor, so it's like not me. Yeah, like making guidelines and still blocking videos. Yep, like what they did with me. In fact, I got a strike. It ends next month. My strike, but I really want to recommend a show from China, which is adapted from a BL novel. It is a fantastic show. It's called That's Nirvana in Fire. Yep, don't worry, that's on my list. That's on my list to watch. Jia-chan shocked me when I first watched the show and then suddenly thought, I don't know. That Lupin fan. Reactors are going through such a ridiculous situation right now because of the companies that release a guideline for reactors but then block their videos like it makes. Yeah, I don't think shows like reactors, which is such a weird thing because it really gets it out. But it's very frustrating to have happen because again, I said we don't make money, and I, as you know, I'm on the very low end of viewerships with reactors, so I don't know what the really high end reactors make, but it's not a lot. It's just really not. That's why people make Patreon to kind of do stuff, and obviously, for me, I have a lot of stuff like space to pay for and all stuff like that. Um, and obviously, if you want to watch uh, my reactions on Patreon, please follow me. If not, stay here on YouTube, please. Semantic Error is also incredibly short. 8 ep and 20 minutes. Yeah, so that's fine. Like Semantic Error, I really want to watch. I have really high hopes, which I don't like doing for shows. I always like to have my expectations on the ground, on the floor, because it just like okay. So I'm doing a Buffy thing again here. Here we go. I hate when people watch reactors, watch Buffy, and they say how the first season is nowhere near as good as the other seasons. So just push through until you get to the second season. Don't tell someone that. Let them watch the show without any idea of what's going on so they can build up their own expectations. Uh, yeah, God 7. Yeah, that's Jin Young from God 7. And people know what I think about him. Oh, my back. Um, Better than 90 minutes airtime of most others. Honestly, as you guys know, for some reactors, it is actually hard to sit down for a long period of time. Um, I have scoliosis, so it's actually quite painful because, as you know, there's other things that not just my back, but you know, my dogs, uh, people. If my mother needs attention because she's disabled, so I have to go to her to drive there and look after. A 90-minute show can be painful. Now, in the case of The Devil Judge, I love it, but I've had to take weeks off from watching it at point because there's so much to unravel, but it's also just extremely painful. And I do try to sit down and watch 2 episodes of a show a day, but it can be a struggle with editing. I wish I could afford an editor. That's in my Q&A. If I could afford an editor right now, I would pay them. We would sort of a thing about payment and then give it to them. I like watching The Devil Judge. I love The Devil Judge. Fiat, oh boy, the character was probably one of the most annoying characters ever. Yeah, Fiat. Sorry, I'm really behind on these comments. Fiat, as I've expressed before, is up there in one of my least favorite characters as the Doctor in Oxygen. But in Don't Say No, he's still not going to be one of my favorite characters because he's still annoying, but it's very different. I understand his character way better, and I'm glad they did that in Don't Say No. There are things I have issue with, but that's just how it goes. But yeah, Fiat in Tarn Type 7 Years of Love. they did a bad job in writing that. That poor actor is a very bad job. Um, yeah, very bad. They could have done so much more with him in that show to make him, yes, a foil, but a much more likable character with a lot more flaws. They tried to near the end, but there was so much they could have done with him and Leo, just so much. Obviously, they're doing it and don't say no. I still love Sotus. Um, I still love it, even if I used to love Sotus S series more because I like more adult themes. And then yeah, looking back, it's hard because Artit, I get it, especially culturally and the world, like the environment of being afraid to show your affection. But I just wish they had showed a bit more instead of showing it in the like the special moments at the end of the show where you're like, this is how we know he cares for him. Is watching it at the gosh, I was gonna swear there. White and caption. I said, isn't it Captain? No, it's Knight. I thought it was White and Knight. Is he named Caption? Lovesick the series really paved the way for BLs. Did it though? I think Sotus is what for me really let people know that a BL could work. Yeah, he's so much going to say no. Lovesick. Sorry, I'm trying to get the question, but they keep doing weird here. Um, what do you think about Mew doing it? Yeah. Well, it's bromance. What a shock. I'm not. Unless the Chinese do it so well for bromance, actually, they do it so well because of the subtlety and the nuances. So I'm never a big fan of bromance. Um, but oh, Captain. Um, not Knight. Where did I get Knight from? Um, yeah, bromance in general, like the Chinese do it amazingly well. I'm never really into the bromance side of stuff, um, because of usually how they incorporate other characters into it. Uh, but yeah, I'm definitely intrigued about what Mew's doing here because I haven't seen Peach of Time. It is on my list, but I don't know how they're gonna make it work, and that's I think that's where the hardship of it's gonna be because we need to know like are they going to know words of Thai? Is he going to know words of Korean? Like, I hope it's a really good show. I really do because it will then it will really help the countries come together and say, okay, we can incorporate these actors from different countries and let's see how it works. Uh, but I hope it works. I'd like to see it work because have you seen the trailers for it and the people in not that one, sorry, Imu's product, the marine where he's a marine biologist or something. That's what I was thinking about because who's involved in that looks like they've got some big people. I like most of the histories. History 4 was really good. I like the side couple who became the main couple. That was really weird. They became the main couple at the end. Everyone knows how I feel about Step Brothers thing. Doesn't work for me. Like, no. No. Let's have a celebration live when the strike ends. What with me just staying for 10 minutes? It's so far. It ends in like mid August. I don't even know when I'm gonna next do a live. Maybe next year. I uh I imagine Mew seems like a very intelligent person that he would probably at least learn elements of Korean. I feel like that he would at least try to be respectful in that way, and probably the actors would learn a little bit of Thai. Will you react to Between Us? Yes, I do want to react to Between Us because I do think that's probably one of the only side couples where I had the second couple syndrome, which was in Until We Meet Again. So I'd really like to see what they do with Between Us. I want to see their actual development and where they go with them. I think that would be really, really nice to watch because it's been a few years now. They've had issues with COVID and the pushback of production, and so they've given them other shows, and then they gave us those little shorts of them together. Apart from the whole poking his belly and calling him chubby, apart from that, I like those little snippets. Two of my friends are learning Korean. I like it. I learn Korean. It's hard, but I like it. I like the first season. Sorry, I've just seen this. I like. Thank you for liking the first season of Buffy. If you don't know, everyone, Buffy is one of my favorite shows. I would recommend all of you to watch it at some point. I just love it. It's not a BL, obviously. There are also Schitt's Creek, and it's released in Philadelphia. Lovesick was out. I remember them not actually kissed. Yeah. Well, I also think in Lovesick that one of the actors, Captain, was underage, right, or very young, and so the whole idea of them kissing, I remember them speaking about it. They were both uncomfortable. Come on, White in a BL role, I don't think he enjoys it at all. And I think Captain's more of a singer now. But yeah, I think I think Captain was underage. That's why they didn't do the kisses. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but he was very, very young. Korean was easy to pick up, but don't you speak multiple languages? I think if you're trilingual, I think languages come to you, and some people come to naturally. I can remember when I met Asa Butterfield and we did a workshop with him. There was a woman who was from Denmark, and I think she spoke 6 languages fluently and was picking up more. Obviously, she's a polyglot. There are elements of Korean that are not too difficult. It's more figuring out the aspirated accents and stuff like that. A G can sound like a K at points, and when a B sounds like a P and stuff like that, because you can hear people when you listen to two different people speak, they can say it differently. The original soundtrack, yeah, it was horrible. You know why? But I feel like Thai was easy for me to pick up, despite the fact that I have consumed K-pop dramas for over a decade. Ah, I mean, I can, yeah, I can. I feel like if you sit down with Thai and the tones, it might help because there's 5 different tones. There's some really good videos out there as well. Dark Blue Kiss and Theory of Love more than yeah. No, I like Dark Blue Kiss and Theory of Love more than Sotis. I can say that hand on heart, if I had a heart. Definitely, I like both of those shows more. Sorry, every time I try to read a comment, it just skips right down to the bottom. It's really fucking annoying. Romance is not BL. True, it's bromance. Yeah, Jeff can really sing. I've never really listened to Muse singing much to know. I don't think I've actually ever listened to one of his songs properly. Maybe. Ooh. We can't. Yeah, I know you can't have an explicit BL in China, but Word of Honor, how they got away with that, I will never know. He had a problem with golf being taller. Oh, sort that out, Mew. Sort that out. You're still a tall person. Don't be insecure that someone's taller when you're tall. Mew would be amazing in a dark BL. I really do think he would. Yeah, I did read about the author of Between Us not being mentally stable, which I really respect them and saying, no, we want this person to their mental health to get better. The respect that you have for them is beautiful, and that's also something that makes me want to watch the show. Well, you've heard me speak Chinese, it's fucking terrible. I apologize all the time. Also, I'm very happy with that GMMTV is not the only company that produces BLs in Thailand, and it's nice to see that there are other companies putting out stuff. For me, hardest part of Korean is getting the sounds correct. I think Hangul is really easy because it's not too difficult. It's how to get, because for me, when I hear something, sometimes I mistake it for something else. Um, that might also be because I don't have 100% hearing in both my ears. Word of Honor is not as explicit as Killer and Healer. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, Gaga Ulala has a lot of stuff, by the way, a lot of stuff, and it's worth paying for the subscription. Oh, Word of Honor, I prefer more. Yeah, if you've seen my Word of Honor videos, you know how invested I was in Word of Honor. Um, well, yeah, I would say I'm more into the darker BLs. I just like the fact that question because I do need to go in a minute. Um, do you think? Because I know a lot of the Thai actors call BLs Y series. Do you think they should start saying Y series instead of BLs? Because BLs, the connotation is with younger, coming of age stories, whereas a Y series might um, incorporate older themes, like older characters. Um, my bad. When you saw me get up there, it wasn't great. um, I understand. Word of Honor. Yeah, I didn't love the. Right. I'm glad they had the music video for Word of Honor. Otherwise, I think I would have really hated the ending. Um, and I was happy with the Untamed how they ended it. I'm glad they put it there. I know in the Japanese version it's even like um a lot of people like the Japanese version. I still need to see that. I still need to see the movies. I looked for them and I couldn't find them anywhere, and I don't want to watch them in illegal sites because I'm doing reactions. I know you can, like, and I should stop trying to just watch. I don't know. I just want to help the shows out, even though they don't care for reactors. I feel like they don't really see the difference between Y series and BL series because they just see it just the same thing. I guess it's just I don't like the idea of calling something boys love because I like men. I haven't seen Love Mechanics. I forgot about. I don't think I've ever seen anything with those two actors in. Vegas and Pete. I don't think it was the dark side. I feel like my the thing is a lot of these people love the look of an actor, um, which means those of us who don't look as good as them, people aren't interested. I don't know. Vegas and Pete had some really great moments though. They really did. I just yeah. The show's ending. Yeah, I have no idea. But you said I'm waiting for this show. You'll tell me when it pops up. Ah, okay. So, the reason I asked this question is because I've seen people say LGBTQ shows are not BLs. They're completely different, and that gay people, etc., should watch LGBTQ movies and not BLs because BLs are not for them. And it's like, well, you're consuming same-sex relationships. So how's it not? I don't know. There's a lot of homophobic fans who watch BLs, which is just so weird to me. Oh, psychiatry for your masters. I mean, I yeah, I do. I mean, I that's a really good thing to study for your masters. I mean, I studied criminology at university for a while, and obviously I did psychology and stuff like that, and criminal psychology as well. So those are things I'm quite interested in. There are a lot of people gatekeeping shows based on preferences. Don't get me wrong, I like comedy BLs too. Everyone knows I really liked Light on Me, and I really enjoyed um, Kieta Hatsukoi. Apart from me kind of being a bit harsh on Aoki in episode 10, but the dark ones resonate with my dark soul. Yeah, but like I said with Ali, with you, as you're saying, it's all in fun and jest. As you said, you're not tagging them, you're not like stalking the actors and what they're doing. You are just trying to have fun, and there's a difference. Like that having that type of fun is absolutely fine. You're just joking and laughing about, and it's all in fun. There's a big difference. You're just having fun, and they don't ever stop having your fun with it because you're not being creepy about it. Um, there is actually no difference between a BL and an LGBTQ plus media. It's just obviously one, like a BL, you can kind of incorporate certain tropes, I guess, but there is no real difference. It's still the same media. You know, that's why there's LGBTQ plus. There is not just, there are there are so many things under the umbrella of that. They aren't different, but some people really do think they are. And I think it's because BLs are supposed to be from the female gaze. Uh, they're usually written by women authors and such, and for yaoi and how that came about, and that's absolutely fine. Women should be able to watch this. There should be no, oh, because you're a straight woman you can't watch this. No, that's not true. It's also BLs and other shows like this are a gateway sometimes for certain people to understand their own preferences, but also it shouldn't be just because you're straight that you can't watch it. But it also shouldn't be just because it's the female gaze, not gaze with a Y. That you know, like men can't watch it, or gay men, or bi men, or pan men and women can't watch it. It's just understanding that there is no real difference for me. There isn't, and it's just people accepting that. And as we get in a comment here, you met a girl yesterday who said she went on about certain BLs, but then she's against the LGBTQ. For you to like a BL and be against the actual nature of the content makes no sense to me, because it's very clear what you like about it is very surface level and has absolutely nothing to do with respecting the characters or the people it represents, and it's all about visuals. And those are the type of people that they are there, but it's like you're a hypocrite, because you probably squeal and giggle and laugh when the characters kiss, but you're against it in real life. It's the same way as how lots of like put certain people in a category in the books, which is what most suffer from, trying to put themselves in that. Right, so I, oh yeah, put a darker show recommendation. Like I said, I'm always open up for recommendations, because though it looks like I've got a lot of shows, um, some of these shows are like a movie, or they're 5 episodes, and as you know, I watch 2 episodes at a time usually. Um, so they will go quick. It's so there are quite a few shows that I'm watching that are 8 to 10 episodes, so it will go down quickly, and then others are quite long. Uh, uh, you meant getting attacked for not agreeing that people like and can't just have a conversation. Yeah, um, respect people's opinions. Have fun with it. You may not agree with certain things I say, but there's a respectful way to say, "Oh, I viewed it." Like when you say, "I viewed this moment as this," instead of saying, "Well, you didn't. You're not right about this." Um, um, it's fine with disagreeing about stuff. Like you can have an open dialogue of why you liked the show and why someone didn't, and find common ground or something that you didn't agree on, but again, that common ground. And I like having those discussions with people. That there are people who say, "Oh, I didn't agree with your comment on this," and it's fine. It's like I viewed it as this, or I like this character, and I don't like a character. And it's like, well, you tell me why you like this character. 'Cause I'd love to hear it, because they connect with you differently than they do with me, and I like that because we all connect with characters differently, and elements of a show differently. And it's just be respectful. Like it's at the end of the day, it's a show, um, and you want to engage in conversations with people. Um, a good show is a good show regardless of what it is. Yeah, ja, ja, ja. I just don't get those people, because There are many BLs that talk about real life. Yeah, there are BLs have really stepped up the whole commentating on those of us who are in the community are suffering, and I really respect that, and especially when they talk about within Thailand as well as us, like Not Me was a huge talking point about things, and they and other shows talk about topics and subject matters, and it's a great thing. I love seeing that, um, and they really do. I feel like BLs have really stepped up where they want to take things. I don't know. I just feel like so they know when they want to be light-hearted and just fluff, and they want to know when they want to be dark. They're under. I feel like they're understanding things better. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm alone on that. I don't know. Well, it honestly feels like BL's yeah, it's weird. Yeah, LGBTQ they do tend to kill the gays tropes. It's a very well known trope. Um, actually, the no happy ending. But yeah, I think they're understanding it better. Sorry, my back is. I'm gonna have to go soon. My back is it's really bad. Most of the time, we connect with it. Yes, I feel like you're gonna find a character you connect and relate with. You want to feel represented. You want to feel connected. You want to say, especially if you are Asian, you want to watch these shows and say, I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel represented. There's someone who looks like me. Representation matters so important, and I will always fight for representation for everyone because you want to feel seen, you want to feel heard, you want to say I like you want to feel as if this person understands what you've gone through. Oh, yeah, I'm here for you too, Ali. Like, don't. I understand that people can get they can get really gun ho, but I think you're a lovely person, and I've always found you really respectful and someone who just likes to have fun. And it's fun to see other people's viewpoints. Yeah, always learn from someone else. I don't know why I had to say that so many times. The power of three. BLs are stepping it up. I've noticed that. Yeah, it's about time. Yeah, BLs are really starting to, I think, understand the nuances, and I think also they're hiring. I'm not a big fan of this word, but queer people within the crew and writers and script writers. They understand um, those nuances. It's almost 1 a.m. Oh, bye bye. Take care. There are there are a lot of talented directors. Yeah, but from no, your account is still BTS. It's just Vegas has slipped in. Um, has anyone watched? I know it's not BTS. Has anyone watched the new Blackpink video? Oh, I was expecting more views from that. I was quite shocked. I loved it. Now I know why it's the most expensive video they've done. Sort of the very popular Korean drama Extraordinary Woo Oh, Yu Young Oh no, Woo Young Yo. Okay, for example, the director for Not Me. Well, yeah, I mean, it's really hard. Yeah, there's very many different forms of autism and on the spectrum. That's very hard uh, to really label someone to understand. Oh, the director from Not Me, yes. Not a huge fan of Blackpink. No, it's fine. I I like the music video, but I understand what you mean. I think in terms of Blackpink, quickly is I'm guessing there's something else in the works coming up. by the sounds of it, because this feels like a collaboration more than a music video. Um, but yeah, um, but yeah, again, if you do want to send me stuff, then please you can find the postcode and my real name in now descriptions or on Patreon if you want to send stuff. Like I said, it could just be a letter. You don't have to send anything out of the box. It could just this is just what I was saying was really beautiful. Of course, I'm not sure when to do another live. Uh, yeah, and there's just so many shows. Sorry, I was looking at my uh, blackboard. What I'm watching. I mean, I knew about K-pop technically all the way back in I want to say 2006, if I'm being honest. I was thinking about this very recently because I was listening to J Rock and stuff like that, and then it kind of slipped in without realizing. Now that I think about it, K-pop I wouldn't have known fully about it with my goth era, um, but technically, to anyone, it's what got me into K-pop. Like CL, that was a while back now, but yeah. What I'm gonna leave um I'm gonna leave in a sec. I'm gonna have one of Steffi's chocolates that she sent me, um, and rest my back while watching the Commonwealth Games. Uh, Not sure when people would like another live. Um, yeah, I'm not sure when. Yeah, I'm not sure when. And also, I'm gonna open maybe a couple more of these handwritten sweet things. Honestly, what you did, Steffi, really made me feel good today. Because like I said, I haven't been feeling good a lot with the views I get on my channel and losing subscribers. This really was an honest, really really sweet thing. Okay, everyone. Take care of yourself. Have a lovely day, afternoon, evening, and look out for episode 13 of The Devil Judge on Sunday.